Welcome to 9mm Ridge. We have two brand new 10 millimeters that have been on the market for not very long. Both came out in 2023. First off, we have the SIG XTEN Compact, which is really fun so far. I've gotten about 400 rounds through it roughly. It has a ported slide, nice little compact 10 millimeter. And then we have the FN 510, which is one of my favorite 10 millimeters. This thing is just a monster. And comes with a 15 round mag and a 22 round mag. So really nice to have that capability in a 10 millimeter, but we're going to test which one is really the best. So they're about the same size, almost exactly the same size in slide length. And then in height, they're almost exactly the same size, but the barrel length is different on both of them. So the SIG has a 3.8 inch barrel. I believe this is like a 4.5 inch roughly on the FN 510. We're going to see which one has less recoil, because this does have that comp slide on the SIG, whereas the FN 510 does not. So we're going to do a little testing. We have some Blazer brass to use. We have some SIG Elite Performance American Gunner, some HSM bear loads, and some Grizzly bear loads as well, which is one of the most powerful rounds we have that I could find. But let's do some testing. First off, we are going to start with the Blazer brass. All right, first off, we're going to start with the SIG P320 X-TEN Compact. It is a really nice shooting gun. Like I said, I've had about 400 or 500 rounds through it so far. Shoots great. I really like the ergonomics. Has a nice cutout and just a really slim feeling grip. Feels like a 9mm. The mags are pretty tight when you load them. So this is fully loaded. And when you put them in like this, yeah, it is kind of hard to push them in because they are kind of a slim mag in comparison to the FN 510. But let's start off and see how much recoil these Blazer brass ones have. We have 15 rounds. All right, so not bad. These are, those Blazer rounds are probably like around 1100 feet per second, if that. It's not bad at all. So let's try the FN, see how that one feels. All right, next up we have the FN 510. Now, these are a little bit larger mags, and it is a little bit of a more larger grip, but it feels really good in my hands. I don't have the biggest hands. They're like a medium-sized hands, but it feels great, and it does have interchangeable back straps. This one is, I believe, the small back strap on there. And then same thing, 15 rounds in this mag loaded up. A little bit easier to pop that in. So having that larger width in the magazine, you can load these up far easier, and you don't even need an assisted loader, which it does come with a small, little cheap plastic assisted loader for the FN 510. But the SIG does need an assisted loader pretty much to get that 15th round in until you let them sit for like a couple days, fill them full, let the SIG sit for a couple days, and then they're good. You can load them by hand. But the FN 510 mags are very easy to load right out of the box. So, all right, let's try this guy out here. All right, even with that longer barrel, and this is a pretty souped up 10 millimeter, has a really stiff recoil spring, you can notice the difference with that comped slide on the SIG X10. Let's move on to the next round. All right, next up we have the SIG Sauer Elite Defense Jacketed Hollow Point. This is 180 grain with just about 600 and just a little over 620 foot-pounds of energy. And let's see how this runs into SIG. All right, here we go. All right, not bad at all. Let's try the FN. All right, next up we have the FN 510 with those 180 grain SIG ammo there. Let's give those a try and see how it feels in the 510. Definitely a difference in recoil. You can really feel it in the trigger and just how much it pulls back. And ooh, kind of got stuck in there. Did lock all the way back though, but kind of got stuck in the actual magazine, which is interesting. I guess The FN doesn't like SIG ammo. All right, next up we have the Hornady 155 grain. This is also a jacketed hollow point. Really nice fast round, good for self-defense. All right, let's see how it does in the SIG X10. Woo, feels great. I really like that comp in this X10. So far, it's handling everything like a champ. Let's move on to the FN 510. All right, back to the FN 510, we have the XTPs from Hornady. Let's see how it handles it. All right. That is a significant difference. I mean, man, what a difference in recoil going from that SIG back to this FN 510. And I thought this was a really awesome shooter when I first got this, and it really is. It's a great gun, I love it. But man, the difference in recoil is so impressive. All right, next up we have the 200 grain hard cast bear ammunition from HSM. These are about 1200 feet per second. It's a coated hard cast, so you can run them in pretty much any 10 millimeter. All right, let's see how the SIG likes this bear ammo from HSM. So 5 more rounds. I didn't have enough money to load all these up fully today, but I figure 5 rounds, if they can run 5 rounds, they'll run almost everything. All right, here we go. Woo! Hardly anything for recoil on that comp. It just feels so good in this little compact SIG X10. Let's move on to the FN 510. All right, we have the FN 510, and I have the extended magazine, which is cool. This is 22+1 magazine. I just wanted to show you, let you guys see how it looks. Looks awesome. All right, let's see how well this handles in the FN 510 HSM bear load. Definitely more recoil. I can feel my hand slipping more in this FN 510 versus that SIG X10. Every shot, your hands kind of slip back, grip it tight as you can, but a little bit slides each time. Not terrible though. All right, let's move on to the Grizzly, and we'll see how well that one performs. All right, next up we have the Grizzly Hardcast 220 grain. This stuff is pretty powerful from what they claim. Over 700 foot-pounds of energy, 1200 feet per second. So let's see how the SIG likes to run this Grizzly ammo. Pretty excited here. All right, let's see how she runs. Woo! That runs good. Let's try some more. I missed that last target. But yeah, that feels amazing in this compact with that comp slide. Just incredible. There's hardly any recoil, and that's 700 foot-pounds of energy. This does feel flimsier compared to the FN, but it's not. I mean, it feels more like a 9 millimeter, but you have that beast power of a 10 millimeter. Man, that's awesome. Let's move on to that FN, and we'll call it good. All right, now we have the FN 510 with 10 rounds loaded up as well. Let's see how she likes this 220 grain Grizzly ammo. Woo! Yeah, you can definitely tell the recoil on these two guns. Huge difference in recoil having that comp slide on the SIG versus the FN 510. Still love them both, and honestly, without doing a velocity test to see how much velocity you're losing with that SIG, which I plan to do hopefully soon. But yeah, they're both great guns. If I had to pick one right now between the two of them, they're both about the same price roughly. I'd probably go with the SIG after firing both of these. But if I had to see velocity and there was a huge velocity loss, which I don't expect there to be that much with, you know, a little bit less of a barrel size. But yeah, I'd probably go with the SIG overall just because of the lightweight, compact, and man, what a difference in recoil in that SIG X10. Guys, if you like videos like this and you like my channel, don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, notification bell. I love you. Stay safe. Keep on shooting.